So my traveller's tale started in November 2015 with an email. And I opened it up and it said, "You are invited to speak at the Global Women's Conference in Delhi in May 2016. And then it went on, international speakers are entitled to a complimentary visit to the Himalayas to stay in our spa hotels. Double wow. It took me a split second to decide I was definitely going. And it took about 5 more minutes before my friend Kay said, "Can I come?" Fast forward. It's May 2016, the conference has just finished. It's been an amazing event, 1,000 women from 157 different countries. At times in the communal areas, it's been like a tropical bird cage with all these women in gorgeous outfits chattering to each other. But now it's over, and there are 24 women, 3 children, 1 man, packing into taxis to head off to the Himalayas. It's 47 degrees outside, but it's chill factor inside the air-conditioned taxis as we head off into the madness that is Delhi traffic. 10 long hours and 1 toilet stop later, we arrive at our hotel. It's now dark and we can't see anything, but we're all piling out of the cars and into the small reception area, and all the women are scrabbling to get their keys because they just want to get to their room. A nice young Indian man picks up our cases, runs lively up the stairs, with Kay and I following wearily in his wake. The bedroom door judders open, and inside is revealed a room that really hasn't changed much since the 1980s. A quick inspection reveals that the newest and cleanest thing in the room is the sanitizer strip around the toilet. We quickly decide that we will sleep between a selection of wraps that we have with us, but we fall asleep, we're tired. We're woken up in the morning by the sun streaming through the windows, and like women travellers everywhere, we decide to wash our underwear. We sort through our bags, and there's a handy bucket in the toilet, I'm not sure why. And we wash through our underwear, and we hang it out to dry on the balcony over the chairs. We're just about to leave for breakfast, and we look over our shoulders, and we see 3 female monkeys with babies hanging off of them, just having a quick look at our smalls. Now, Kay has lived in the tropics, so she's the designated person. She runs out through the door, chases the monkeys, and we're on the 2nd floor, but they just climb up the front of the hotel. We make our way to breakfast on the stairs, narrowly avoiding the small piles of monkey poo. And we can hear shrieks up and down the corridor as women throw open the doors to welcome the morning and actually welcome monkeys coming in to sort through their fruit bowls and have a quick look at what they've got in their luggage. So we go down to breakfast and we discover that we're only going to stay at this hotel a couple of nights, and then we're going to go to a 2nd hotel for 2 nights and a 3rd hotel for another 2 nights. One woman who has had Delhi belly for probably about a week decides she's really had enough, and she heads back. So there's now 23 women, 3 children. We decide to make the best of it. And one young Chinese woman says that she will run a meditation session after lunch, and somebody else organises a trip to the lake. Kay and I offer a Tai Chi session in the evening, and somebody else organises a trip to walk up to a waterfall and a temple. All of this goes to plan. In fact, in the evening, a young Indian man arrives and plays guitar out on the terrace under the stars, and we all join in the singing, and some of the South American women get up and do a dance, and a wonderful American woman did a solo. It all went really well. So the next morning we get up, not knowing where we're going, and pile into the taxis again, 23 women, 3 children. And away we go. And we arrive down in tiger country, Corbett. And we arrive in a deluge that's pre-monsoon. It is just before monsoon season. But we get out of the cars, and this hotel is much bigger. It has huge grounds, they're all landscaped, I mean beautifully landscaped. And as we're walking to our rooms, following our suitcases, I notice a swimming pool. Closer inspection shows it's that shade of green that you would remember from watching the Olympics. But we get up to our room and we notice there's a little menu for massages. This is like a proper spa hotel. So we go down and we go to where the massage room is, but there was nobody there, it was all locked up. So we decided to give it a miss, and after lunch I just clap out on the sunbeds under the trees where this particular troop of monkeys, their specialisation is throwing unripe mangoes at unsuspecting someone. An unripe mango from 15 feet hurts quite a bit. Some of the women booked to go on a tiger safari, so they get up at 5:30 the next morning and away they go. But it turns out that 20 jeeps powering through the countryside, sounding their horns, tends to disturb the tigers quite a lot. And the only wildlife that they saw was a rather sick-looking chicken that even the tigers weren't interested in. So in the afternoon, some of them have gone off for their massages, and in the evening, as we're all having dinner together, some of the women are coming back looking relaxed and chilled. They've had a lovely massage from this little Indian lady. Others come back looking a little bit more, because they had a man. And he was very liberal, not just with his hands, but with a very big drum of olive oil. They had a very different experience. I came to the conclusion that he was an opportunistic gardener. He'd seen a queue outside the massage rooms, so saw a bit of an opportunity here. Anyway, some of the South American women decide that they're not going to come to the next hotel, they're going to stay put. So it's a much smaller group that head off on the next leg of the journey. There's now only 12 women, 3 children, 1 man, who are getting into the taxis, and we head off 3.5 hours, and we arrive at the 3rd hotel, which turns out to be 10 minutes from the 1st hotel. We can see the 1st hotel from the 3rd hotel. Whoever had done the itinerary, I don't know if they were sadistic or what. But anyway, this hotel, again, is big, and it's got lovely landscape grounds. And we walk in through quite an impressive portico into a big atrium. It's very cool in there. And they're busy doing all the paperwork as you do in hotels. And I spot in the atrium a swimming pool inside. And at either end of it, a beautiful 15, 20-foot trees. So I'm so keen, I'm not even going to wait for my keys, I'm going to go and have a look. Get to the stairs, and there's a big blackboard at the bottom of the stairs. And I stop to read it, which turns out to be a good thing, because it says, the management are delighted that birds have nested in the trees. And if you're there at 6:30 in the morning or 6:30 in the evening, you can watch the sight of the birds leaving to go to their feeding grounds or arriving back to nest over the top of the uncovered swimming pool, doing what excitable birds do when they're flying like that. So that was another swimming pool I was going nowhere near. But the next day, after we'd had a trip down to the village by the lake and tried on saris and outfits, we came back and I sat for a moment watching on the terrace the 3 children and their dad and a member of staff from the hotel making kites out of colourful old carrier bags and bits of bamboo and string. And they were shrieking with delight and laughing as these went up into the air against this background of the Himalayas with the lake down below. And it was just a moment to sit and reflect over the past 2 weeks of India and what I'd learnt from it. And the phrase that I'd been using most of that 2 weeks, which was, it is what it is. And what does that mean for travellers? Well, the first thing it means is, manage your expectations. The further you get from home, the less like home it is. And that's a good thing, because otherwise you might as well have stayed at home. So things aren't going to be like you thought they would be. They're going to be different, and that's fun. The second thing is that when things go wrong, that's when you can have the most fun and laughter. Just about all the women agreed that the first hotel, which was the most basic of the hotels, was where we had the most fun, because we were all together, we made our own entertainment, as they used to say, and we got together as a group and we really had a lot of fun together. And finally, it's about being in the moment. If you're worrying about what happened yesterday or what might happen tomorrow, you miss those beautiful moments when you've got the chance to see up close a monkey and its baby. Or you've got a chance to see a carrier bag flying over the Himalayas. It is what it is. Enjoy it